Here to talk more about what is happening inside Pakistan, we are joined by Pakistan's ambassador to the United Nations, Ambassador Abdullah Hussain Haroon. Ambassador, thank you very much for joining us.
Pleasure.
When President Zardari was elected 6 months ago, the U.S., much of the world celebrated. Since that time, his popularity has plummeted. The economy has grown weak. The insurgency by the al-Qaeda and Taliban has strengthened. And I think the concern is this government now on the verge of collapse?
It's a very amazing situation whenever I'm talking to the government here or people in the know, academia. The question they ask, is there a meltdown? And the answer is no, there's no question of a meltdown. President Zardari inherited a bankrupt economy and he's rebuilding it. He is using the Friends of Pakistan, the Friends of Democratic Pakistan, to rebuild the economy. He's creating other initiatives. That is why he was in Iran recently with ECO, which is the Central Asian body of all states, trying to get them to give energy to us that would be worthwhile for us to take for them at nominal rates.
Well, let me just stop you there, because as we've spoken about this democratically elected president, in place now is a ban on the right of people to gather. There are protests that are underway. Those protests are being stopped. Some of the protesters, hundreds it's reported, have been arrested. None of this seems to meet the democratic ideals. And in fact, the worry is that it looks more like the former dictatorship of General Musharraf.
Well, I think this is unfortunate. In the West and the United States and Europe, it certainly does not look appeasing to see those images on television.
Another thing that was disturbing to the West, recently there was a deal struck between the government of Pakistan and the Taliban in the Swat Valley. The perception in this country was that it was giving in to the Taliban, relinquishing territory to them. Why should the United States not be concerned that perhaps the new strategy on the part of Pakistan is to give in to the Taliban rather than fight them?
Because one of the most important points in that agreement was that, which is by the way done at the provincial level, not the national level, was that all expatriates and foreigners will be removed from those areas, which means the Taliban. And that has also been done successfully in Bajaur and is now being taken up in other areas.
This turmoil in your country comes at a time when the United States is reviewing its policy for both Afghanistan and Pakistan. What would you like to see coming from the United States right now for your country?
I think the first thing that the United States should provide to Pakistan is at the commercial level. At the commercial level, I feel we have had a status of being a most favored nation, but we've got nothing out of it. The total output of Pakistan, that is...
You've gotten quite a bit of money from the United States government in the form of billions of dollars.
You must be joking. We have spent on the Afghan war $150 billion, which is more than 1 year's GDP of Pakistan in the last 30 years. And if you feel that the approximate $10 billion that we've got in helping keeping this thing at bay, which is a world scourge, I think it's a very unfair trade-off. But let me say that whatever has been received, one should be thankful for anything received. But for the cause we're fighting, which so far has mostly been considered by the people of Pakistan an alien war, now it is coming home to roost in our own backyard. It's becoming our war. But the truth of the matter is that the compensations in trying to be able to rectify the differences have not been adequate by any stretch of imagination.
You think the money should be increased?
I think the money has to be increased substantially if we need to be potent and we need to be crucial to the area. I believe very seriously that we need help in technology, in communication. We're fighting Swat, for example, you said. 300 valleys in Swat. 7 helicopters for the whole army. They can give 1 to Swat sometimes. Is that going to fight a war for you?
Ambassador Haroon, we have to leave it there.
Thank you.
Thank you.